Are you prepared for a seismic shift in American employment law? Trump has made a bold move that could change the job market forever. On January 21, 2025, the man himself signed an executive order that's got everyone talking. This time, it's about jobs, equality, and the government's role in it all. Specifically, Trump revoked a rule from way back in 1965, the Equal Employment Opportunity Rule. The thought behind its inception originated in the civil rights movement, being one of the crown achievements of Dr. Martin Luther King himself, along with the then President Lyndon B. Johnson. This move has sent shockwaves through the country, with people on both sides of the aisle up in arms. Supporters are cheering what they see as a victory for merit-based hiring, while critics are decrying it as a step back towards the dark ages of discrimination. One thing's for sure, this executive order has the potential to reshape the landscape of American workplaces for years to come. So, let's unpack this latest Trumpian bombshell. We're about to break down exactly what this executive order means, why it matters, and what the potential consequences could be. Because in Trump's America, one thing is for certain: no law past or present is safe. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Back in 1965, amidst a whirlwind of social change, the Equal Employment Opportunity Rule was born. This landmark legislation aimed to level the playing field for job seekers across America, prohibiting federal contractors from discriminating based on race, gender, religion, national origin, or other protected characteristics. Essentially, it meant that companies doing business with the government couldn't just hire their buddies or discriminate against qualified candidates because of their background. It was a big deal, folks. A really big deal. This rule helped to open doors for countless Americans who had previously been shut out of opportunities simply because of who they were. It wasn't a perfect solution, of course, and discrimination didn't magically disappear overnight. But the 1965 rule was a crucial step in the right direction, paving the way for a more just and equitable workforce. So, why on earth would Trump decide to revoke it now? Well, hold that thought, because we'll get to the administration's reasoning in just a bit. Okay, so Trump's executive order directly impacts federal contractors, those companies doing business with the government. But here's the thing, the ripple effects of this decision are likely to be felt far and wide, even reaching those who don't work for companies directly contracted by the government. Think about it. When the government, the nation's largest employer, starts shifting its priorities, the private sector often follows suit. This means that private companies, seeing the government's relaxed stance on equal opportunity employment, might be emboldened to roll back their own diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. And that's where things get really concerning. DEI programs are designed to address historical and systemic barriers that have prevented marginalized groups from accessing equal opportunities. They're not about giving anyone an unfair advantage. They're about creating a level playing field where everyone has a fair shot. By potentially discouraging these programs, Trump's executive order could reverse decades of progress and make it even harder for underrepresented groups to get ahead. So, what's the Trump administration's rationale for this controversial move? Well, they argue that the 1965 rule had outlived its purpose, claiming that it actually led to reverse discrimination against non-minorities. They believe that hiring decisions should be based solely on merit, a term that many feel ignores the very real systemic barriers that still exist today. But critics are skeptical. They feel this executive order is a veiled attempt to appease certain segments of Trump's base. And they worry that this is just the tip of the iceberg, fearing that other hard-won protections could be on the chopping block next. The truth is, the long-term effects of Trump's executive order remain to be seen. It's entirely possible that this move could spark a wave of lawsuits and legal challenges that will take years to resolve. But one thing's for certain, this decision is only the start of a heated battle that will be played out in both courtroom and boardrooms alike. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe.